My name is James Smith. I live in Laurel, Maryland. I purchased a product from Home Depot called DeckOver, made by Behr Corporation. I refinished my deck with the Behr product, and since then I refinished it a second time with their product based on the recommendations from the people in the store, and the deck has actually peeled all off in many places and looks horrible. It's actually devalued my property, and I am not a happy consumer because I trusted Behr to have a product that was tested and ready to go to market, and this product was definitely not that product. And I'm sure there's plenty of other consumers out there that are experiencing this same thing, and we all need to stay together and fight back. Back in about, I would say it was 2000, was it 2012? I had a new deck installed on the rear of my home. Um, so that involved getting, all new wood on the flat surfaces that you walk on, and replaced all the rotted wood to upgrade my deck. From that point, they tell you you're not supposed to put anything on the wood until it seasons a little bit. So the following year, in 2013, we bought some Behr DeckOver to put on the deck rather than use the products I've used in the past, because this was supposed to be a superior type product. And I bought 5 or 6 gallons of the DeckOver. I washed the deck, not with a pressure washer, but I washed the deck with a hose and a scrub brush. I let it dry for about a week, and I went down to my local Home Depot and I purchased the DeckOver product, a 5-gallon pail, and also a smaller extra gallon just in case I was going to run out. So I got I hired a gentleman that the people that work down in front of Home Depot, the day laborers. I went down there and I hired somebody to help me do it because the deck is 16 by 20. It's a relatively large deck, and we proceeded to roll to paint the boards on the outside, and then paint the whole floor of the deck at that time. And within about a year, the deck started to buckle and peel, and not the deck itself, but the Behr DeckOver, the product is called. And I didn't think it should do that, so I tried to contact the company, and they asked me a whole bunch of questions about was the deck wet? Was it clean? And all those answers were no, it wasn't wet. Yes, the deck was clean. I followed their procedures on putting it on, and they said, well, maybe you could put another application on and it might solve your problem. So I proceeded to spend another several $100s on their product and buy another 5 gallons of DeckOver, and I put that on the deck. And within about another 12 to 16 months, the same thing started to happen. And my deck is actually peeling. The wood is showing through. Nobody wants to actually come and try to remove this product because it's very difficult to remove. It would probably involve sanding down the entire deck. And I'm not in a position to do that right now. I'm recently retired from my job, and my house is actually trying to get it on the market for sale. So this is actually impeding the sale of my house because the deck looks so horrible. And then I started just Googling DeckOver on the internet. I would say maybe it was probably last year, because I was so upset and nobody ever responded to my emails when I emailed the company, Behr. And finally, I found out they had a class action lawsuit with Home Depot and the DeckOver product. However, nobody ever notified me there was a lawsuit. So I don't know how they determine, who gets notified or not, but I was not notified. So part of the class action lawsuit, I was not included in it. And then I wrote to the lawyers that were handling it, and they told me the settlements had already expired and they couldn't do anything for me. So now I'm sitting in the position as I'm trying to sell my home. The deck is pulling down the value of my home. People want me to put up a brand new deck now before I sell my home. And it was all because of their product. If I would have continued just using stain or even Thompson's water seal, I would have never had gone down this road. And now it's like a no way to reverse this without either replacing the wood again, which is very expensive, and the price of wood is very high because of COVID right now. It would probably cost me, I would imagine, I don't know, it would probably cost me $10,000 to have the deck replaced at this point. And it puts me in a predicament. I don't have the ability. I'm 59 years old. I got a broken back and a broken neck, and I can't physically go out there and sand down my entire deck. I just can't do it. And I'm just totally upset that they even had I believe they had the commercial. It was called Barefooting, and it showed people walking on their deck in their bare feet and how this thing would fill in the cracks and how smooth it was and what a great product it was. And I did notice that commercial disappeared. And that's what made me start wondering, well, there must be something wrong with this product if they no longer have it on TV. And that's what made me start looking into the product to find out that, yeah, they had a class action lawsuit. I didn't know how they picked the people to notify, because I did purchase it at Home Depot. I'm not a contractor, so I don't have an account there, but I purchased it twice. And basically, I'm a pissed consumer, because this is really not what I was expecting. And it's snowballed into such a big thing now that I'm trying to move. I've already purchased another house, and I'm having difficulty selling my house. And part of it is because when people see the deck, the first thing they want to do is start taking money off the price of my home because the deck looks horrible. Has just been a terrible experience. And I've been using their products for years and never had any problems. But this particular product has been nothing but a big problem and a headache for me and my family. I would say I've lost between $7,000 and $10,000 if I'm going to have to rebuild my deck before I can sell my house. I heard some of the settlements, some people had got like $3,400, $3,500. Well, maybe somebody would have done something, but until that product is removed, you can't put anything else on top of it. And that's the problem. And, I have pictures of it, and it just flakes off. If I take a leaf blower to blow leaves off my deck, it just starts blowing off. It does not adhere to the surface at all. I would like them to come out and fix my deck, but I'm sure they're not probably going to do that. So the only thing I can ask for is financial compensation in some sorts, because it is affecting the value of the resale of my home. And we're literally probably 20 days from my house hitting the market. And there's nothing I can do about it at this point. The deck looks terrible. I could tear the deck off the back of the house, but that's not really a solution when you have a 16 by 20 deck. I sent emails and never got any responses. I tried to call like their corporate headquarters. And again, a lot of this was during COVID, so the phones go unanswered pretty much. So the only thing you could do was send email. And I never got any response from them. The only person I got a response from was the people that had the class action lawsuit against them. And they said, I had missed the window of opportunity, so to speak, for that. But if they have no mechanism to notify all their customers, how do we know that there's even a class action lawsuit out there? That's my problem with the whole process. So I'm sure the lawyers got paid, some consumers got paid, and then there's the rest of us who didn't get anything but a horrible product that probably has now been taken off the market.